Hey guys, Luna here, and we're back with Hiveswap Friendsim. Now, we've had a lot of interesting friendships along the way, and Volume 13 was most certainly very interesting. But we only have now 5 volumes left, Volume 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. And they certainly look like they're filled with a variety of interesting friends. So, let's get into it, shall we? This is a dark world. Both because it's night and because of the brutal struggle for survival among its polydemocratic inhabitants, many of whom seem to thrive on havoc and carnage. You'd be interested to see the McKellen Guide entry for Altaria. You're convinced that after a day here, Aonrad would sign up for the Little Sisters of the Poor, Genghis Khan and Attila of the Hun would join the Quakers, and Adolf Hitler would seek the membership in the World Peace Council. I don't think that would be the case necessarily, but sure, go ahead and think that. Phew, Godwin Law alert, feeling a little dramatic tonight. Ooh, we have the lowest blood of a red blood and the purple blood is second highest, which is very interesting. So I'm gonna quickly open my little notebook that I have to write down their names. Marstik, Houtek, Rustblood, and Caraco Peridot? I don't know. Purple blood. The clown. The clownage. Much clownage here tonight. So let's go into Marstocks. I love that little. Look at that happy little boy or girl. I don't know. Look at that happy. Okay. Let's get into Marstock. Despite it. Ooh, this is a nice beat. It's certainly very interesting and different from before. And I kind of vibe with it. It's definitely different. Despite a certain sense of pervading existential gloom that you haven't managed to shake even after communing with a possible Oracle secret agent, you are feeling pretty alright. It's better than not feeling okay. No more brooding in your cliffside apartment. You have a fresh thirst this evening. A thirst for friendship. Wandering around a neighborhood you haven't seen in a while, just a few blocks from where you crash landed. That's honestly nice, so maybe you go pay a visit to the crash site of your ship, even though it's long since been shipped for parts by the local population. Or maybe you'll try to find Damien to say hi, though you're pretty sure he's still living in the nomadic shrubbery lifestyle. You're just here for nostalgia, honestly. Mally's who? You hardly knew her. Then from across the street echo two voices raised in an argument. Well, one is soft and murmuring, and one is loud and honking. A rust-blood girl and a purple-blood guy are squared off in front of a patch of graffiti that blooms off in the thickness of like moss. The girl appears to be in the process of scrubbing it away. There's a mop and bucket and a collection of the sponges next to her. Told you, this shit is sacred motherfucking orthography, the purple blood is saying. So fuck the hell off, little red dumpling. Blood says something back that makes him laugh. The sacred iconography appears to be a collection of swear words and a couple colorful renderings of certain sections of troll anatomy you have not yet had the chance to explore, which is probably for the best. The girl with the bucket wrings out her sponge out and stares the clown down. Well, usually she's staring him down. She's wearing a big round goggles to match the bright rubber gloves pulled up all the way up to her elbows. Despite the mop bucket, she looks more like a scientist from a B-grade horror movie than a janitor. The purple blood doesn't have any visible weapons on him, but that doesn't make him look any less dangerous. And unless the girl has a blade in that mop handle, she's totally defenseless. You've faced this precise scenario more than once, but it doesn't get any easier. No matter how much self-confidence you earn or hardships you endure, life or death friendship decisions don't get any easier. I'm gonna save. Yes. Oh, I accidentally saved twice. No matter. I'm going to intervene. Were you kidding? Exactly. You are never going to leave her to fend for herself. It's against your religion. The religion of reflexively and ceaselessly searching for new buddies. Sure, if that's a religion. You aren't making excuses for it anymore. You've decided to take what Boulder said to heart and you just resigned yourself to your fate. Well, this isn't exactly what she said, but a lot of it was confusing and spooky. You were half convinced she was just doing it for the mysterious aesthetic. I confidently tore the altercation, calling out a challenge to the rogue clown. Nobody messes with those less fortunate while you are on the case. And since it's been resoundingly too long since you've had a truly ironic and hilarious twist of fate befall you, as soon as you step up onto the sidewalk, the purple blood's fist connects with your head, and your head connects with the concrete. Why am I not surprised? So... food. Mind your own business for once in your life. Probably for the best. Listen, you aren't the goddamn alien special forces. You aren't the friendship police. You can't afford to insert yourself into the middle of every single altercation in that hopes that drunken gamble of destiny will offer you up new and greater connections into your sore tiredness. You aren't made of goodwill alone. Everyone needs breaks, man. You march casually by, hands behind your back. If you knew how to whistle, you would. Nothing to see here, folks. It's good. I'm glad you're being smart. I'm glad. Feet smack the ground behind you and the girl runs by. Surprisingly spry in rubber boots. Not spry enough, apparently, because the high blood is hot on your heels. Nope, not helping. Definitely not. Don't get involved. You already made your choice. You're not getting involved. At the last moment, you stick out one of your famous legs and the cloud goes flying. Hits the pavement hard. Nose first? That's gotta be rough. Son of a bitch. There you went and got involved. The high blood might be casing concrete, but he won't be for very long. It's tough to kill a clown. Too many bad things happening from that joke. You take this opportunity to GTFO. Damn, you don't know anybody around here. Maybe you can run back into your stolen vehicle before. Hands grab you by the back of your hoodie, hauling you around the corner into the shadows of an alleyway. Shit, Clown must have had friends, and those friends must have circled around behind you. You open your mouth to scream, not because you think anyone is going to help you, but just because you might as well. Sure, that totally is going to help and not cause any issues. If you can't go out fighting, might as well go out making as much noise and being as obnoxious as possible. A rubber glove hand slaps over your mouth before you can get out more than a squeak. You taste soap. Ew. Stop struggling. Wait, this is a girl? I thought this was a dude. It's the rust blood girl. She's taking the time you brought her and crashed it into the refuge of an alleyway. I'm sure. The two of you hold still as the purple blood storms by, stomping in, cursing, and bleeding a gash from his forehead. You did that. Your leg did that. You will never get over the rush you receive from doing something cool and competence. Sure, if you call that competence. Masta holds onto you until the sound of his footsteps fade. You hear her heartbeat hammering against your back. She lets you go and slips away to the other side of the alley, as if in apologies for being so close to you before. Sure, okay, let's just go with that. Her boots squeak. You take a few steps nearer so you don't have to shout to be heard. Thank you for helping. You're both just all about helping, apparently. You decided not to mention the part where you tried very, very hard not to get involved. Yeah, you didn't have to do that. Actually, you shouldn't. I'm perfectly capable of tripping my own clowns. You tell her you didn't. You have no doubt that's true, hopefully that is true. Even if she doesn't have a sword in her mop handle, she seems to have a good pair of legs. Mentioning her mop appears to remind her that she left all her cleaning equipment out on the street. She takes a fervent glance back down the way the guy had gone, then heads back toward the graffiti. You just keep up. So actually, those two, I'm assuming, I'm gonna make the assumption that she was arguing with the purple blood. So I'm gonna make a note. So you shouldn't be out here all alone in a place like this. Not that anyone can really summon much gumption to care beyond this one walk down the street. So, but you did come here to die, because that's what's going to happen if you keep this crap up. Why am I not surprised? What's your deal? You don't know about your deal. You worked really hard not to consider your deal at all, because the existential radio static that prickles at the base of your neck when you think about your deal is astoundingly unpleasant. Attempting to change the subject, you ask her if maybe she shouldn't get out of here while she still has a chance. Is the bucket really that important to her? Yeah, I am thinking the same exact thing. Marsti looks at you with a certain eyebrow raise that you are well accustomed to by now. Oh shit, you're just put your foot again in it again, culture-wise. Because buckets are very fascinating when it comes to this world, if you ever recall the Homestuck. You wish you could find a book with a crash course on a terrier, or at least a decent Wikipedia article, but it's not like there's any helpful Earth Guide for Idiots, at least you've never heard of one. Besides, things are different depending on where you are on Earth, geographically. Imagine it's the same for Altaria. You feel positively nauseated at this idea of having to learn a whole new set of social norms. You'll just stay in this particular city, thank you very much. Do I care about my buckets? That's kind of a weird way to phrase it. I care about it as much as the next person who doesn't want to get cold. Also, scaradres don't grow on cautious fauna. I guess that's true. So, she tosses the discarded sponges back onto the bucket. You bend down to help, but she stops you with a sardonic glance. Most of her glances are sardonic, but this one especially so. She goes back to work on the graffiti. If you're going to hang around, you can make yourself less useless. Watch and make sure that high blood doesn't come back. Oh yeah, for sure. You can totally do that. Of course, you won't be able to actually do anything if he comes back. Where's your meal? Do you need her? Maybe you could use your own limp corpse to slow the clown down. Not that you know Marcia well enough yet to love the idea of sacrificing yourself for her, which is glad you are mentioning that, because self-sacrifice is never worth it in the long run. Man, character development is great. Not immediately going to your death is great. That thought sends a creeping wash of anxiety along your spine. You don't understand it, so you try to distract yourself, which is, again, probably for the best. Ask Martia if she just cleans graffiti or if she has any other jobs. Okay, well, maybe not jobs. No, nobody on Interior has an actual job. But I'm feeling mostly. Today I was feeling getting rid of this incredibly ugly piece of shit drawing. Tomorrow I feel I might be feeling dirty front doormats. Depends on my mood. Yeah, you def get that. You're also a person of meticulous moods. Do you try to seek out new friends tonight, or go to one of your old standby pals? Sometimes the universe just sweeps and decides for you. Yeah, well, that's true. You're extremely weird and focused on weird shit, but also kind of magnetic at the same time. It's freaking me out. Wow, thank you. Marsti dunks her sponge back into her bucket, or scourge, right? Buckets are dirty. The drones don't make it down here very often, so there's a lot of shit to scrub. You can tell her it's cool that she likes cleaning so much. I like things to be clean if I can help it. Where you're from, physical labor is considered morally gratuitous, but also kind of looked down on. Fuck, maybe you could use an Earth cultural handbook your own damn self. Who said anything about liking it? Who made the rule that I can only do what I like? I mean, why would you be doing it otherwise? You slammed the sponge down hard into the scrub rag, getting water down the front of her apron. This is just what I do. Sure, okay, let's go with that. What, do you like wandering around in someone else's hoodie? Accosting strangers? Kind of, sometimes. You didn't choose the friend life, the friend life chose you. But Marti isn't a stranger in a strange world like you are. She's got horns and gray skin and everything. Realize she's rusty, but come on. Oh, yeah. How many burgundies do you know exactly? Oh, well, one, but he's interested in meat. But he's pretty enthusiastic about it. One might say over-enthusiastic. It's better than nothing, that's for sure. You think I'm not enthusiastic? She scrubs harder to show you how enthusiastic she can be. A delicate calligraphic base rendering of the word globe gobbler disappears beneath her soapy hands. Okay, sure, okay. Maybe Damien is not the greatest example of somebody enjoying their hobbies in a healthy and natural way, but you know plenty of other lowbloods with cool hobbies. Skyla, Trixie, and Sherva. And am I supposed to know who these idiots are? Not all lowbloods know each other. Oh. Yeah, that's not what he meant at all. I'm not gonna explain my life story to some random alien. You're going to help or not? Well, you thought you were supposed to be keeping an eye out for clowns? Well, you instead you're asking me invasive questions. So now help me scrub. Yep, thank you. Thank you for at least starting something. Despite these mixed signals, you pick up a sponge and start cleaning. This is actually a lot harder work than it looks like, and your back and shoulders begin to ache immediately. Marcia does this every day. She must be ripped under that jacket. She stops talking and you just clean alongside her, worried that you're royally screwing this up. You don't know how to fix it. This graffiti is quickly disappearing between your combined efforts, and you aren't sure how much longer she's going to put up with you after that. Why am I not surprised? You've got to pull out the big friendship guns and fast. You ask your characteristically smooth style what she's doing after this. Any plans hypothetically? Yet, who knows? Probably just look for more shit to clean. Well, it just so happens you know a lot of dirty places. Just exceptionally filthy. Yeah? Where? Save. Try Uptown? It just so happens that you have connections, Uptown girls and boys. You ask Martini how she'd like to clean a mansion. Guess that'll be cool. What are you thinking? Oh yeah, I forgot that the car was broken. Well, first you want to bring your new friend to your swank stolen car. Martini doesn't seem that interested, although she does comment that she's never been in a scuttlebuggy. Then she begins picking up the crumbs in your back seats. You tell her she doesn't have to clean up after you. But if you to assume I'm doing it, I have it for you. You shrug. You've come to accept that some of your friends are just fundamentally different to understand. That is very true, and I'm glad you're starting to accept that fact. Some days you really think you're beginning to get it, and then the next you remember that alien isn't just your immigration status. Marsti stares out the window as the houses get bigger and grander. The car passes beneath an archway and light sweeps over the two of you. Marcia stiffens. You can tell her not to worry, it's just a sensitive stir in your blood color. Malik gave you a plug-in to scramblets. No stress. Must be nice to have friends in high places. We ask Matira where she lives. Wherever I feel like it. Depends. Okay, yeah, it looks like all red bloods kind of are in a similar position. So she's just like Damien. Her hive was destroyed. Or possibly up a tree like Boulder. Although it's just possible she's just fucking with you. I wish you'd stop comparing me to people like I should know what you're talking about. And no, my hive is fine. It just gets boring cleaning the same building over and over again. You get how that could be cool going from place to place like Damien goes looking for meat, and Connie and Azar are looking for people to kill. Everyone here seems to be weirdly obsessive and hyperfixated. I mean, they're not wrong though. Okay. Maybe that's what happens when you bring up a bunch of kids in a robot-regulated world where the only rule is don't get killed and, by the way, some of you are inherently inferior. Have fun! As you get closer to Zebra's hive, you begin to get chilly strut puffs. What if he tries to make Marcy into one of his guests? He has that weird thing for low bloods. Alright, yeah, that thing that he does sometimes. You figure she'd be safe if she's with you, but you aren't always in the best at making good decisions when you have more than one friend to deal with at once. The sight of Zebra's Luskis glaring at you from upstairs window clinches it. You can't take another condescending stare from Zebra, Dad. Where are we going? I hope we weren't talking about this pathetic mess on the seat. Barely worth my time. You can make a better mess, you swear. Sure, I suppose. Ugh, no. I don't want a staged mess. Okay. Who do you know that is kind of a slob but also totally not a piece of shit? Oh hey, this guy. Goat Dad lets you in with a hysterical happy beat. Aw, missed you too, Goat Dad. Martia weathers his sniffling and nuzzles when he tries to eat one of the rubber gloves. She scratches him behind the ears as a distraction. She gently removes the glove from his mouth. I didn't eat these, actually. Call out to Gillette, but he doesn't respond. Maybe he's out. The coffee pot is half full, but it's cold. Goat Dad bleeds and butts you gently. Aw, poor guy. Are you lonely? Has Gillette been neglecting you now that he has a gay boyfriend? That's hate boyfriend. Marcia is a little more uncomfortable here than she's been in your car. When she catches a sight of Guriak's study, all that slutters off. It's even more than a mess than it's been last time you were here, when he's been trying to impress you with his intellectual clutter. She gets down to work immediately, stacking books alphabetically and sorting papers into piles by subject. You know, Gylek is a type A personality who will probably go briefly ballistic at the knowledge someone has messed with his stuff, but Mattia is just organizing and thorough. You feel sort of weird about just standing here and watching her clean, so you gather up all the used dishes and bring them into the kitchen. I suppose that's very fair, but when you've done with that, you can figure you'll just try to be entertaining. You ask her if she's seen any movies recently, since you made friends with Zubidi and started hanging out with Tagori's anime club. You've been exposed to multiple cultural touchstones. Yeah, I don't really want much TV. Don't worry, don't need to be entertained. She kneels down to start dusting beneath the couch. I know you think I'm basic, and that's fine. I don't really give a shit what anyone else thinks. Let alone a condescending alien with no blood color to speak of. So you wouldn't mind. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Oh no. Crunch, crunch, crunch. What the hell is that noise? There you go again, getting swept up in the friendship interior and totally beefing it. You forgot about GoDad's proximity and for nomming on anything within reach. You spent the last 10 minutes happily munching on several leather-bound notebooks. Oh no, that's not good. You need to get him out of here. Got 6 experimental word rumpuses. Fuck, he loves those. He's gonna murder you. To smooth another layer onto this farce, the Front door creeps open and Galax's voice rings out, calling to Goat Dad. He lets out an exciting bleat and scampers off, trailing a little white scraps. Marcia looks from you to the front of the house and down at the paper trail. She's out of the window and down the hill, because, though basic she may be, she's no idiot. Scamper. At least have one smart decision. Anyways, try downtown. He suggests that this place sure looks ripe for some serious power cleaning, cause wow, filthy. Yeah, I guess. I was planning on cleaning down here anyways. The Jones mostly take care of high blood neighborhoods. Zibber has low bloods cleaning for him, but maybe he's an exception. Yeah. I'm not here to explain cultural dynamics to you, at least not for free. Consider mentioning that you are the main character and thus totally deserving of cultural exposition, but you doubt you'd take that well. Also, it's kind of a weird thing to say, so never mind that. You show Marcio to an alley you recognize, the one with the incinerator where Polya had gotten rid of her assassination disguise. Yeah, maybe? Too easy. Okay, what about this stretch of road where Emil killed a dude? There's still quite a bit of purple blood scattered around. Pretty good, but no. I don't have the right outfit for blood. Jesus, Becky. Sorry. Are my personal preferences inconveniencing you? No, but you aren't used to this shit taking so long to pop up. Usually you made a friend by this point, or you've been killed. You've been killed before? What are you, a pur beast? 9 lives? In retrospect, that was also a pretty weird thing to say. You meant that as a metaphor. Sometimes your eternal monologues gets out of hand and spills into your interlocution. Whatever, dude. You consider that just bringing her back to the place to clean up the mess you made there when you realize Martisia is no longer with you. That's where did she even go? And you turn around to find her gazing down an adjacent street with an empty lot. The space gives you a brief twinge of recognition before it falls away to nothing. Probably just deja vu. Hey, this is the friendship place. I guess you don't notice the person sitting on the tire pile because without her other half, her silhouette is underwhelming. Ah, hey, it's you. Folykl comes into play, so I'm gonna Folykl makes an appearance. So Folykl makes appearance. Hey! Oh, fantastic. Hey, Normie. Well, hey, Folykl. It's been a while. She might notice that you are a whole lot less normal than you used to be, which might be for the best. If they're right, they're way to sell. Hey, you're like 80% more confident than you used to be. You don't back down from insults. Perhaps Marcia is the one who is weird because she's the one who's so fucking into cleaning up after people. That's really strange. Yeah, that's a little judgy. Yeah, for real. You've been expecting Folykl to join in mocking Martia. You didn't want to be too mean or anything. You're just really sick of having your intellect insulted concerning stuff you absolutely could have no way of knowing about. You wanted to make her look like an asshole, but as usual, it seems like you are the one who's an asshole. Martina seems to agree. Hey, maybe go fuck yourself a little bit. Oh, that's great. Okay. I applaud this. You apologize. You didn't mean it. You're just an experienced pilot confusion where there's too many friends in one place. You're sorry. You didn't mean to insult her hobby, but she actually doesn't really seem too into it. You're just trying to help. You know plenty of low-bloods who do all sorts of activities. Oh yeah? Who? Well, Folykl, for instance. She trolls. Wait, another word. She and her boyfriend harass people. They seem to enjoy that. Sure. Also, there's Skylar and Trixie and Sherval. They all excel in their field to a certain extent. Right. So how that's going for them? Well, he deflates somewhat. Tricks on all the time, and Skylar constantly has to defend her home, and Luskus against thieves. Sarah literally has to gorge out their own eyes and downplay their psychic power. Okay. Vodka, well, as you can tell, Vodka is having a great time falling off cliffs and matching the fermentation above. It might be an outlier and therefore shouldn't be counted. While you're working through your apparent classism through navel glazing monologue, Martiaz is checking out Folykl out, like, really checking her out. Who the fuck are you? Folykl slaps Martiaz's hand away. Keep your front to yourself. Oh, there's their eyes. Okay. Definitely more feminine. Martia raises her goggles to her forehead. You've got voider eyes. No shit, troll Sherlock. Yeah, that's pretty obvious. Martia gives him her once over. She looks impressed. You honestly can't blame her. If Martia says it looks like grimy things, well, Folykl is right up her alley. Dirt al lado. Which I'm glad we are making an introduction. Selfishly, you wish you met Martia back when you were more of a wreck at the beginning of your adventure. You're filthy. And you have no idea what you're talking about. Also, fuck you. Martia touches her forehead, slowly this time, so not to take her by surprise. Folykl resembles a nervous little bug trying to decide whether or not to scuttle away. Did you think that the dirt helped you keep you insulated? It's actually the opposite of that. That's sure, okay. If you're less grimy, the energy transfer would be easier. Alright, Coppian isn't here, which means her giant battery isn't here either. Yeah, I sent him out for takeout. Glad that's at least doing something. I needed a break. But won't you, die? Not instantly. Does your husclap die as soon as you unplug it? What are you fucking voided scholar? What do you know? I know a lot of things. You ask Martinez if she's interested in medicine. Maybe she could go into that. Martia rounds on you in stark irritation. This is just the most emotion she's shown you since you met her, which is definitely certainly interesting. Whatever you're trying to do here, stop. I'm not stupid. What do you think they'd say if I applied to be a medic off planet? They'd laugh their asses off and hand me a saturated scrub pole. They think, and that's if they're feeling generous. This is what I do, so let me do it. Chasten and uncharacteristically speechless, you nod and let Martia turn back to Folykl. You really don't want to leave it like that, but maybe the truly friendly thing here would be less trying to improve your friend's life and just letting them live it, which definitely would probably be for the best. Damien had told you that much the same thing all these months ago, that he's planning to keep his head down and try to stay alive. It's not uplifting, but maybe not everything has to be. Martia gives Folykl some advice as the best way to make sure her body retains as much energy as possible. Folykl groans, and you're pretty sure that if she had eyes, she'd be rolling them. You do notice, however, that she listens. Glad that she's listening to some things. Martia starts back down the sidewalk after that, pushing her scroller in front of her. After a moment's hesitation, you follow, half expecting for her to get mad again. Which is definitely something, I suppose? Instead, she just slows down so you can catch up. She's pulled her goggles back over her eyes. You think they're probably more there for social reasons than protective ones. Which probably might be for the best. Sheepishly, you apologize for being a busybody back there. You're just really used to wanting to help people out. Kind of for selfish reasons, friendship reasons, but still. Yeah, it's fine. Don't have feelings. Or you're just like fixing things when they're busted, or when you bust them through your own chronic idiocy. Sometimes you just got to go do what you can, but you think Martia might understand that a little bit. Yeah, I think I might. Sometimes it'd be like, oh, that's nice, I'm glad we made a friend. And with that, we're going to leave this episode here. I hope you guys have a good day, night, week, month of your lives, and may the stars forever guide your path. wherever it might lead you into the future. Bye bye.